Good morning, everyone. My name is Carla Macias, host of Austin's most educational medical show, Best Docs Network, featuring one of the top medical facilities in Texas, and that is Forest Park Medical Center. We'll be bringing you the latest health topics and procedures offered by some of the best doctors in your area. We will start off today's show with family physician Dr. James Hahn.
I try to come in for a preventative exam about once a year, just to make sure my cholesterol levels are where they need to be. We do have a family history of health issues, so I like to make sure that I'm well taken care of, and Dr. Hahn helps me out with that.
Zach is a patient that I've seen approximately about 3 years now. He's in his late 20s, and he's a very healthy young man, and he takes good care of himself in general. What's important in a patient like that is that he takes care of himself over time, and what kind of tests does he need, what does he need to do to stay healthy. And it's important for me to talk to him about what are the exams that he may need to be doing, but also important for me to tell him what are the important things that he needs to do to take care of himself in his everyday life, because obviously I can't know what exactly he's doing from day to day.
When I come in for a preventative exam with Dr. Hahn, he usually goes through all of your standard blood work. So he'll take blood samples and run all the tests on that. And then he'll go over just all my normal health procedures, check my blood pressure, check my weight, my height, everything that he needs to do to make sure that I'm in good health.
Normally for us, when we do the exam, we basically look from head to toe, just looking and listening to see if there's any abnormalities that we can detect. So, on a relatively healthy individual, we don't expect necessarily to find anything, but we will take a look. For example, listening to the heart sounds to make sure that this person does not have a murmur or an abnormal heart sound that may need to be investigated. After an exam like that, hopefully the doctor can say, hey, I know that you're in good health, but as you get older, these are the things that you might want to incorporate into your lifestyle. And I want you to do these examinations every couple of years so that I can take a look at you, look at all the data, and visit with you to see if you're doing all the right things to stay in good health.
My health's great. I cleared everything on the physical, and so I'm good to go for another year. Just keep in my routine, watch my exercise, watch what I eat, and I'll stay healthy.
At Forest Park, we call it the 6 senses of Forest Park, and you have your conventional 5, and it talks about the experience that you get from the minute that you come onto our campus. So we're really kind of playing into those senses. So what are you seeing when you first get on the campus and walk into our hospitals? Are you looking at just great architecture, or are you looking at a brighter environment, with natural sunlight and things of that nature? The art program is something that plays into the healing aspect, the visual aspect. So you'll see sculpture, you'll see original pieces, you'll see prints, you'll see a little bit of everything. And the way that we attack art is you should feel a little bit uncomfortable with art, because if every piece of art in our facilities was something that you absolutely loved, then you probably didn't reach the entire community, because we all have different tastes, different aspects of what we like. What are you smelling? We have engineered scents in all of our hospitals to where it's an engineering system called ScentStream, and it's built into our HVAC, and the scent that Forest Park has chosen is called Clean Sheets. But other things that you have just kind of coming into our environment is, what type of food are you having, the taste. We don't have cafeterias, we have dining facilities. What are you hearing when you come onto our campus and into our facility as well? Oftentimes in every facility that we do, we have water features, both outdoor water features and interior water features. So it provides a calming type sound that resonates throughout our facilities. What are the things that you're feeling? We have a lot of textural elements associated with our design. When you're coming in, the textural walls, whether it's the stone-cut exterior of a lot of our facilities, or when you're coming inside and you're feeling the texture of the fabric itself. We really try to play into all of those senses for our patients. So, whether it's in the lobby or it's in the patient rooms, or the thread count on the sheets, those are the type of textural elements that really you may not instinctively know about those, but when you actually touch it and feel it, it'll make a difference to you. Every one of our facilities is a minimum of LEED Silver. So what that means is it's our environmental impact to the community as well. So we have rooftop gardens where you have lush gardens that can be seen from all of our patient rooms. You're seeing planting, you're seeing stone, you're seeing in some cases water features associated with even our green roofs. But it's something that really kind of plays into the sixth sense of Forest Park, which is heal. And having a patient room that looks down onto grasses and trees and plants, and it intrinsically has a healing aspect that really our patients have grown to appreciate. Again, we're playing to each of those senses, and then our sixth sense is heal, because at the end of the day, that's why we're here. We're here for the community, we're healing patients, and providing a place for our physicians to practice medicine. Walking onto our campuses, from step one, what we really kind of focus on is that entire experience. It should look and feel not like a hospital, but it should look more like a hotel. You're really seeing something different. It has a completely different feel from anything else that you've seen in the market. Our job as developers and as Forest Park Medical Center is to deliver a facility that's different than what the physicians are used to, what the patients are used to.
Urology is the branch of medicine that focuses on the surgical and medical diseases of the urinary tract system and the male reproductive organs. Dr. Loren Jones is a urologist here in the Austin area. Now let's meet the doctor.
I originally went into urology because I was really interested in the diversity of the things that we get to treat. We get to do minor office things like vasectomies and small procedures in the office. We also get to do major cancer treatments and other things of that sort. I focus on general urology just because of that, because I get to treat all different types of urologic conditions: kidney stones, enlarged prostate, urinary incontinence, low testosterone. There really isn't anything that I don't treat.
To say that Forest Park is a state-of-the-art, leading-edge medical center is a huge understatement. From their cutting-edge technology to the nutrition they provide to their patients, they have made every effort possible. Up next, we're going to take a look at one of these amenities featured at the facility, the dining experience.
One great thing about Forest Park is that they include the dining aspect or the food aspect as far as the patient care. Not only do they have great dietitians on site to make sure that the dietary needs are met for the patients, but they also consider the patient's family's needs as well. Let's face it, sometimes you're in a hospital, this facility, 6-7 hours, if not longer, sometimes overnight, sometimes 2 or 3 days. And it's not the typical food. We do everything from scratch, which means that we do everything from the starting point all the way to the finished product. We do pork tenderloin, we do roasted chickens, we do gourmet pizzas. We even do some things similar like grandma's meatloaf, but everything's made from scratch. We follow recipes, nothing comes out of a can. Our sauces are all made from scratch. When you walk into our dining facility here name is Cafe 114, it feels like a real cafe. You don't walk into it and it's the old type of tray line service here. Every single day the menu changes. So for example, one day you may have a carving station with a prime rib on it, and the next day on that carving station may be a baked potato bar. And the plate itself is a work of art. It's just not something that's piled on the plate and sent to the guest or sent to the patient. It's a work of art because, you know, you may not always come in here where you just on a clear liquid diet. You can actually have surgery where you can eat regular food. So we have to take those cases and we want them to feel like, you know what, this is unbelievable. This is not hospital food. We don't ever want to be stereotyped or categorized as hospital food. We are a cafe dining facility. You can get fresh grilled salmon. We have fresh tuna here. We have a fish of the week. We have grilled pork chops you can get, grilled chicken. Along with that, you can have that grilled, make your salad, give it to one of my grill cooks, and we'll put it on the salad for you. It really starts with Chef Jason Douglas. This guy is absolutely amazing when it comes to food. He is truly an artist when it comes to the culinary aspect of it. He has an eye for making your food look so pretty and edible at the same time that you don't want to touch it because it looks so great. That's one element about dining service I don't have to worry about because I know when he's there that the guests, our patients, are going to get the absolute best that he has to offer every single day. So what we try to do is we try to be innovative with our food, very cost effective, but most importantly, we want a great quality of food. I have this saying that if it's not done in the spirit of excellence, we won't serve it.
Luke has a question for Dr. Buzad. What is robotic surgery?
Robotic surgery is a recent platform that was introduced to the clinical world. Basically, robotic surgery is a minimally invasive platform that, when compared to laparoscopy, it shares similar features in that we inflate the belly full of carbon dioxide to create a working space. And we put ports in, small incisions through which these plastic tubes go in and retain the air inside the insufflation inside the abdomen. And so it's a minimally invasive platform, meaning we don't have to make an open incision to go into the abdominal cavity. The bottom line for me as a surgeon that is very committed to minimally invasive surgery, it's allowed me to increase my pool of patients that are eligible for minimally invasive surgery as compared to laparoscopy.
So the question of supplements often comes up. Should I be taking, supplement A, B, or C? The problem with them is not only do you not know what you're getting very often because these things aren't regulated by the FDA, but very often you're getting something completely different than what the capsule may say it contains. So the other big risk with supplements is that they do interact with numerous prescription medications. St. John's wort in particular interacts with warfarin, otherwise known as Coumadin, aspirin, Dilantin, other kinds of medications, the SSRI class of antidepressants. So by taking these supplements, if you're not keeping your doctor in the loop about what you're taking, you can sometimes be exponentially worsening the effect of or the side effects of the medications, or the prescription medications you're on may not work as well. So the biggest takeaway as far as supplement goes is be sure to keep your doctor in the loop so that he knows what you're on. Whenever he asks you to bring in all your medications, be sure to bring in all your supplements too.
The mission over at Zero is to end prostate cancer. They will save lives and stop pain and suffering by advancing research, encouraging action, and providing education and support to men and their families. Now up next, we're going to take a look at how Forest Park teamed up with Austin's Zero Prostate Cancer Run.
second year that Forest Park has been out here at the Zero Prostate Run. And it means a lot to us to be here, being a new facility that's opening up in the Austin area. And our sponsorship with a lot of the doctors in the area, especially with urology. The importance of this event in spreading the awareness of prostate cancer and the need for screenings for men is extremely important. And being able to be a sponsor here and be able to help spread the word is extremely important to us.
We have a certified 5K run, a 1-mile fun walk, and then new this year we have a 200-yard superhero dash for dads for kids under 12. Every kid that runs in the superhero dash for dad gets a Zero superhero cape. So the goal is to get kids to talk to their parents about prostate cancer and about cancer in general. When somebody in your family is diagnosed with cancer, it can be very scary for a kid. So we want them to feel like this is something that parents or their grandparents or their uncles or people in their family with prostate cancer, that they can win this battle against prostate cancer. And this is what they can do to help support their family member by coming out and running in a race like this.
I'm out here today in support of the men who have the diagnosis of prostate cancer. I'm here for myself because I have the diagnosis of prostate cancer. The turnout today was greater than I expected. I think we have more than 500 people here. I was particularly impressed with some of the shirts that I saw, not just the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk shirt, but people that had the shirts that say Walking for Dad and with Dad's name, or Granddad and with Granddad's name. That kind of hit home.
We're really excited about the opportunity to participate with the Zero race because it's an opportunity to allow everybody to know more about prostate cancer, how prevalent it is and how important it is to really look into, make sure that you won't have problems with that down the road. The turnout's been great. It's actually our largest turnout in the 4 years we've been doing this. It's given us the opportunity to raise a tremendous amount of money.
It's really good to see other survivors because we all have our story, and then also to see other survivors' families and kind of connect.
Oh, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to my patients and their families and our families to get together in support of this cause. Even my kids today, they told me what we were doing today, and I didn't have to tell them. They knew why we were running today. And so it's a great cause. They had the dash for the kids today with these capes that they've never done before, and it was just a great sight. I'm excited for Forest Park to be a part of this as well. We're blessed with great weather. I mean, it couldn't be more perfect out here, and a lot of great sponsors and music and food, and it's just perfect. I mean, it draws more and more people every year, and that's our goal, is just to raise awareness.
I hope that everybody who has prostate cancer can feel better.
Having a scheduled time for eating is a great way to keep your digestive system healthy. Try to sit down for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack at the same time each day. I'm Carla Macias, host of Best Docs Network, featuring Forest Park Medical Center. Today we are on site at our Austin location, where we're going to take a look at the current development of the hospital. We are now standing in what will be the lobby here at Forest Park Medical Center. And I'm here with Rich Carlton. Now, Rich, tell us what your position is at Forest Park.
I'm the facility director, so I'm in charge of the facility, biomed, EVS, and security. I think we're at an exciting time where you're starting to see a bunch of concrete essentially transform into that place for healing that Forest Park wants to be. We're starting to see the renderings actually turn into a physical space as they unveil textures and finishes throughout the building. Right now we're on the grand staircase here in the lobby, which will take you up to our surgical suite. As you walk in, you'll see a large waterfall, which is an integral part of all the Forest Park lobbies. I think that the first thing you'll notice is how it doesn't have a hospital feel and how it has that 5-star hotel feel to it.
I think one of the first things you notice when you walk into this cafe is this beautiful mosaic. Now tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, I think first of all, one of the most interesting things is it wraps completely around the wall. It's 360 degrees, which there are a lot of different things to see in it. For example, you'll see the state seal of Texas. You'll see a longhorn. You'll see a bicycle, as that bicycling is a very important part of the Austin culture. It really helps tie the facility into what makes Austin, Austin.
Now, Rich, tell us about the design concept here at the cafe.
One of the biggest things that you're going to notice, it has the feeling like you're in a fine restaurant dining room, not your typical hospital cafeteria.
We're now standing in one of the operating rooms here at Forest Park Medical Center, Austin. Now, Rich, tell us a little bit more about the operating rooms.
Well, I think one of the first things that stands out is the obvious size difference. It's much larger than your average operating room, and I think it allows us to bring in the newest and best technologies for the outcomes of our patients.
Just by walking in, I can already tell that this isn't going to be your average patient room. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. I think that this is probably one of the most unique aspects of the Forest Park model, and that is the VIP suites, which not only provide the healing space for the patient, but actually a separate room for their family to join them through their healing journey. Every patient room here at Forest Park Medical Center Austin have a green view, so you can take in nature as part of the healing process. You'll find that a lot of the connections and things that you usually see behind a hospital bed for medical use are hidden behind cabinets. The patient beds here at Forest Park are going to be quite different than what I think most people have experienced at other hospitals. We use 300 count sheets, bedspreads, we have throw pillows. It's just another way that we can make you feel at home during your stay at Forest Park. I think Forest Park is bringing a level of healthcare that hasn't been in the area. I think it's a whole new level, and I think it's exciting for both Austin and its soon-to-be patients.
So, Rich, tell us where we're standing right now.
You're at one of the more unique aspects of Forest Park Medical Center Austin, and that's our green roof, providing a green view for all of the patients on this side of the hospital. I think one of the benefits of our current location is that we're at the edge of Austin, so we're poised to easily serve the Austin community as well as the northern communities of Round Rock, Georgetown, Leander. Also, it's located next to 3 main highways, Mopac, 45 and 35, so it's easy to get to. I've been watching the project develop over several months, and getting to see the finishing touches and kind of the finished product take shape has been extremely exciting.
When should the Austin community expect doors to open here at Forest Park Medical Center?
Austin can expect Forest Park Medical Center to open in the summer of 2015.
Did you know that by visiting bestdocsnetwork.com, you can request an appointment with any of the doctors that you've seen on today's show? On our website, you can also check out more educational videos and browse through our doctor specialty gallery. Now up next, Austin urologist, Dr. David Cuellar.
So kidney stones are actually a very common problem we see, and the typical patient is a 50-year-old male. But we see patients in their teens or in their 20s, or even patients up in their 70s or 80s. And as anybody who knows someone who's had a stone knows, they can be extremely painful. There's about 10 causes for stones. Once someone has had their stone treated and they're better, we give them a time to recuperate, and about 4 to 6 weeks later, we do tests to figure out what their cause is. And there's no way to know what someone's cause is without doing the testing. And it's simple. It's a 24-hour urine collection and some blood work. And from that, we can figure out why they're making stones and either alter their diet, put them on a medication, or tell them to avoid certain things. A majority of my patients, it's just that they don't drink enough water, and they're drinking too much of the wrong thing. But for some patients, they drink plenty of water and they have an excellent diet and they're still making stones, so we need to help them with medication. But 90% of stones are preventable. When we see a patient and we go over their x-ray, the smaller procedures, the outpatient surgeries, most patients recover in 24 hours to 4 days. So a lot of my patients go back to work the next day after their treatment.
One of the things that is important in nursing or any type of career is making sure that everyone is well educated on what the expectation is of the facility. When I became the CNO here at Forest Park, I wanted to be able to focus on clinical education to make sure that we were always providing safe care to our patients, and that all of our clinical staff were able to be educated on doing the same thing every single time to make sure that there was no room for any type of errors to occur. With that thought, we developed an educational program and hired a clinical educator that is master's degree prepared to be able to provide that type of education to our staff.
My role as clinical educator here at Forest Park is just to make sure All clinical staff are up to date on all evidence-based practices and current literature, and making sure that we provide our patients with top-notch care that is contingent on what research is backing these days. I teach anything from American Heart Association classes to ventilator classes to classes on hemodynamics to classes on basic needle sticks, blood draws, anything in the healthcare arena.
Clinical education is very important to both of my areas because as everybody knows, healthcare is always changing. We are updating our processes, we are finding new and better ways to take care of patients, and I want to ensure that my staff is doing everything they can to provide the best care they can to our patients. And so here at Forest Park, we have our clinical educator, Dan Cloud, who is very active with the staff, finding out what areas they feel like they need education on and finding out what is the newest research and articles that are out so that we can make sure that we're staying abreast of all of the newest research and practices.
Just seeing some of the nursing staff or clinical staff, when you're teaching them something, when it finally clicks or they can take it back to the bedside with them in their interaction with the patients, that is the most rewarding for my job. I can talk and tell somebody how to do stuff all day long, but if it doesn't get taken back to the bedside, then it's not doing any good, especially in a healthcare setting.
Tracy has a question for Dr. Haro. If my child has a fever, when is it a good time to go to the doctor?
Children with fever is a very common situation. Parents have to ask themselves if they feel that their child is significantly different than normal. Even if the fever is low, 101 for example, in a toddler. If parents feel like their child is very sick, excessively cranky, or they have other worrisome symptoms, say a long-term cough, vomiting, refusal to eat or sleep, then they need to see the doctor.
Lodging provided by Radisson Hotel and Suites. And that'll wrap up another episode of Best Docs Network featuring Forest Park Medical Center, your destination to better health. For more information on this hospital or their physician partners, please visit our website, bestdocsnetwork.com. Got any questions or comments, please feel free to email us at info@bestdocsnetwork.com. I'm Carla Macias, and we'll see you next week.